It's been an absolutely crazy time in the Pokemon world. This Pokemon bull market is really heating up. Stellar Crown sold out a few days ago at LG Distro, and now we've got the announcement that Twilight Masquerade is also sold out. So, what does this mean for price moving forward in Australia? I can't wait to get into this one. Let's dive into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all doing well. So in today's video, I just wanted to go over Stellar Crown and Twilight Masquerade for the simple fact that both of these sets have recently gone out of stock at Aussie Distro. So what does that mean for the price moving forward? We're going to get into that today. But before we get into the video, I just wanted to mention that if you're not in the Cardonomics Facebook group, that is the best place to get this information a lot sooner. These videos do take time to make, edit, and put out there, so if you want this information a lot quicker, that is the best place to join. I will leave the link in the description. We are also working on a Discord very soon that will launch and have a lot of amazing features, and especially, in this time and climate, it is more important than ever to stay informed, and information is crucial if you want to take advantage of the amazing opportunity that is coming. So if you want to know more about that, join the Facebook group, and there is a Discord info chat in Messenger. So that is the best place currently to learn about that. So yeah, now that's out the way, let's get into the video. Alright, so we can start with Stellar Crown first up. And basically this is TCG player data, which is US data, so these prices are in USD. And they are putting a lot more info in these charts now. So as you can see here, you got market price, most recent sale, listed median price. They've got how many are currently for sale. So you got 1,214 boxes and how many sellers, 74 sellers, which is pretty good data to look at. So you kind of know what's left on the platform currently. Then you got here as well, you got your low sale price, your total sold. You got your average daily sold and the highest price it's sold for. So I think getting in the habit of looking at this data regularly isn't a bad thing. And then yeah, the more you look at this stuff, the more you will see patterns, and yeah, it'll just help you in future with other sets that might be tracking similar. So yeah, always good to look at and just keep in your head what is going on with each product. So what I want to point out here is, so Stellar Crown, with Pokemon you always get this big dip in the chart. So basically at the back here is volume, so you see when the most is sold, which is around release, then you see it taper off. That's pretty normal. But what I want to highlight here is, this section here. So very typical with Pokemon to have this range at the bottom. And what we want to look for is, when stock starts to dry up, and then you can watch this, number here, the current quantity available. So you'll start to see this line here get broken. So what that means is, once this line here, once you see the price go above this resistance line here, so just imagine this is going to continue, and then you'll see it go up. That means stock is getting low. People are prepared to pay higher prices because they don't want to miss the boat. That's what generally happens with Pokemon. So with Stellar Crown, my opinion, we can have a look at the data here. So this is in Aussie dollars now, $730 to complete the set if you were to buy every single card. You can see here Terrapagos is the leading card. Then you got the Squirtle, Bulbasaur. Look, there's not too much value here. It is a low to mid tier set. So again, it's still going to perform. The thing I like about Stellar is that I don't believe that there are a lot of people hoarding this set. And in Australia, the out of stock announcement come as a bit of a shock to a lot of people because the set just released, as you can see here, in September. We're only in November. It's been 2 months as of today, and Distro is out of stock now. It doesn't happen. So this caught a lot of people off guard. So there's just not a lot of people that are going to be hoarding this set. So that is in its favor. I really like seeing that. So basically when people are looking for this set now or in the future, because maybe they want to open it, maybe they want one box to complete their set of SV era booster boxes. Whatever the reason is, the price is going to appreciate, but just not as rapidly as, the next set we're going to talk about, and I'll explain why, which is Twilight Masquerade. But yeah, basically that's what I'm looking at with Stellar. Still an opportunity. We'll quickly look at current prices in Australia. So you can see, 179 to 190 is the range at the moment. So, once these retailers do sell out, whoever's got stock left, they're going to start pushing their prices up just because there's that scarcity factor, the supplies, getting lower. And if there's still demand there, or, people that have this set or boxes in stock or have put them away are going to want more money to let them go because it's just going to be harder to find. So let's look at Twilight now. So we're going to go on a yearly here. Let's just zoom in a little on this one. So again, we've got the data points here. Market price 160 USD. That's about equivalent to $245 AUD. And this is why I like looking at American data. So when you look at the American data, they usually take off before, Aussie prices. So we can see here, this phase didn't last too long at all with Twilight. It was very short just because the demand for the product was so high. So you see that breakout that I'm talking about. Once you break this range here, you just start going up. Not as dramatic as this always, because again, Twilight has had a lot of demand. So that's why you see the extremes of this chart head up. So it is a great set, and I'm going to show you the value of this set compared to Stellar, and that's the reason why this has, gone up so quickly. So again, we'll look at this data quickly. So currently 103 available. So that's a lot lower than Stellar. There's only 27 sellers. So the amount of people that still have this in stock are a lot less than Stellar. So that's some good data to look at. And you can see here, like, some of the sales on this set have been, fairly high for a new set. So, yeah, look, total sold's about the same. It's in line because, Twilight did come out before, so it's not that Stellar hasn't sold as many. It's just the demand for Twilight and, the value in the set pushes people to pay higher prices. So, yeah, we broke out this range here. That's when okay, like, we're getting ready to go up. So that's the first little sign that I look for, right there. So we've broken that. So the next one I'm gonna draw out. I'll go to the 6 month now because it's a lot easier. Like we've started this uptrend, and that it's not a straight line, but that's once this line's broken here is when I'm going to assume that this set's going to cool off. And as you can see, if that line was straighter, it'd be obviously a lot more accurate. But, once we start breaking this like it is here, we're probably going to see a cool off. And then we're probably going to see it take off again later on if we don't get a reprint. But, if we do get a reprint, we're going to get the cool off, as we can probably see that's coming now. And then if reprint does get announced, then we can see things going back down here again. So that's basically how Pokemon likes to run on a chart. And by familiarizing ourselves with this data and how charts work, we can kind of predict or see the most probable outcome of what is coming next. So that's basically what I point out when I show you these charts, when I show you this data, and when I explain what I see is going on here. I just want you to take that on board and just start doing this for yourself. And like I said, getting familiar, with this data and what sets perform better than others and why that is going on. So when you see Twilight, Masquerade on Pokedata, you can see the total set value is double of that of what Stellar is. So that's going to be a huge driving factor of, one, demand's going to be increased because more people are chasing this set because of the value of the cards, or maybe the cards or the Pokemon in the set are more popular. So that's just going to drive more traffic, to buy this set. It's going to drive the price up a lot quicker. So Greninja's still holding very strong. When you can pull a $500 card from a set, that's going to, make people open up a lot of packs. And then a lot of cards are still holding good value, like Carmine, Perrin, Eevee. Even Blood Moon Ursaluna is still holding good at $60. So, yeah, a lot of value at this set. It's a very different picture to Stellar. So, this being out of stock as well, I can see prices of this set in Australia driving up a lot quicker than Stellar. But then again, more people are going to hoard a set that's in the spotlight because more people are aware that this is going to perform. So then you get more people buying the set and putting it away because people speculate on Pokemon now, a lot more than ever. So you got a lot of people that are hoarding sets, but again, those people do end up selling because the prices go up. They see a bit of profit, but why they sell mainly is because there's something else that's caught their eye, and they want to rotate that money, take profits, and put into the next opportunity. So that's not going to really happen with Stella because not a lot of people are hoarding it. So, Sword and Shield base set's a good example. Not a great set. The value wise isn't too valuable, but people are willing to pay $450 for a booster box now just because there's not many people that have one, and there's still demand. Like, people still want to chase that Sword and Shield collection. So if someone needs to buy that box, there's very few sellers. So sellers know that, and they know they can charge more money for it, and that's what happens. It's supply and demand. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to point out with Twilight. So as you can see, Twilight currently in Australia, 180, 190, 200. It's just going to keep going up. Once these retailers here clear out of stock, Gameology is probably one of the biggest in Australia. They had about a couple hundred boxes left when I checked. They can no longer buy these sets at wholesale prices. So whatever stock they've got on hand, once that stock dwindles down, their prices are going to continue to rise up. And one other thing I wanted to point out, I don't have it up on the screen, but Pokemon Center always have stock. Uh, they're the last ones to run out of stock, so their prices. Let me bring it up. Let's bring it up. I'm gonna bring up the Pokemon Center Australia one. Let's have a look. So this is the recent Australian Pokemon website that's now open. It's online only. The stock still comes from America, so shipping can be quite expensive, which is another thing to keep in mind. But if you go here, let's go to... and we'll find Twilight booster boxes. Here we are. So look, $288 plus shipping. So, once retailers sell out, and their prices start going up, this is the new ceiling. So people know that, okay, if retailers start getting more expensive than what's on Pokemon Center, well, people are just going to start buying from the Pokemon Center direct. So like that is the new ceiling. This is what I can see prices getting to if we got no reprints. So now we have a range between 180 to 290 of where this set can head before we hit another ceiling. So just so you got a better idea of how these things work over time. So that'll be the new ceiling once we get there. It could take 3 months, it could take 6 months. It depends how crazy this market gets, and it's going to get crazy. We're in very, crazy times. There's a lot of all-time high markets. Stock markets at all-time highs in America, in the UK. There's gold that's at all-time highs now. Bitcoin's into all-time highs. So a lot of that money is going to flow, back into other asset classes. So collectibles might capture some of that. So a lot of the money that was on the sidelines is being used to purchase or to invest in, certain assets that people like to invest in. So that's what's going on right now. So I hope you learned something. Again, this is crazy times. This is a time to pay attention. This is a time to be learning and be informed, with the most up-to-date information so you can take advantage of these opportunities. So always stay tuned. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss my latest videos, and I will see you on the next one.